Hello, everyone, and welcome to all of you to Season of Agents, a virtual event dedicated to exploring the dynamic world of AI agents, intelligent agents, automation, and the future of AI powered productivity. Today, we are joined by Naveen Verma, sir, who is a senior lead DevOps consultant at Opstree Solutions, for his high impact session. So let's not waste our time and welcome Sir to the stage.
Thanks, Sudhanshu, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I am Naveen, and currently I am associated with Opstri Solutions as Senior Lead DevOps Consultant. So, I am one of the community leaders from Azure Developer Community as well. And I also am Azure certified. Apart from that, I majorly am involved in the entire DevOps automation and cloud adoption journeys. Designing solutions architectures for my clients projects in terms of their DevOps adoption journey and their cloud adoption journey, migrations, automation, so on and so forth. So I lead the Azure charter in my organization as well. Without further ado, let's jump right into the session. The primary agenda for the session, that is the season of agents. So here in this session we'll be talking about Azure agents, Azure and the Azure agents, how we can explore the synergy between all the intelligent agents and services that are provided by Azure, and how Azure is transforming the way this automation journey works for all the different verticals, be it development, QA, DevOps, right? That which we'll be talking about in today's session. So now I will just quickly share my screen as well. Share screen. All right. Okay. So the screen is coming up. Yeah. It's taking a lot of time. So let's just go with the standard view. So let's put in one. Currently using any sort of automation or intelligent agents in our projects. So now when we talk about intelligent agents or automation, so that could be any sort of automation or intelligent agents or assistants. Now when we ask this question to ourselves, our minds right away. Let me just share it again. It is loading, taking too much time. All right, apologies. I had a network glitch. So I'll quickly share my screen again. Yes. So we're talking about the agents that we have been utilizing. So when we ask this question, there are a bunch of components that come into our mind. Right away, we have our chatbot assistants that we have been using lately. So all these items really help us improve our productivity, right? So these are nothing but the example of these intelligent agents that have been introduced in order to boost the overall productivity for the different IT verticals, right? And automation is something that we have been utilizing for a long duration of time now, so it's nothing new. So we have been using it now. We have provided various different labels to the type of automation that is being done. So in these ways and in these manners, we have been utilizing and leveraging automation and these intelligent agents into our day-to-day life, day-to-day activities, and our actual projects, right? So it is already integrated into our BAU system, right? So now the rise of intelligent agents when we talk about, right? So in terms of these intelligent agents, what do we think are the intelligent agents, right? So there are multiple different components which classify under the category of intelligent agents, right? So an intelligent agent is nothing but a tool which will help you in boosting your productivity and easing up your day-to-day tasks, right? So that would classify as any intelligent agent. All right. So one of the very popular examples would be, Azure's Copilot. So that is one of the very common example now, and it is now integrated closely with the Azure ecosystem as well. So anything that you want to perform in Azure, and any activity that you want to do, so it provides you all the different suggestions and steps in order to help you streamline and expedite your tasks. So these are some of the example of intelligent agents, right? So they are primarily there in order to help us boost our productivity. So like Copilot, we have ChatGPT. So similarly, we have various different other components as well, which primarily are helping in boosting our productivity. So those classify as the intelligent agents. And now, if you see in our, technology industry, we have been seeing a great rise and a great surge in these intelligent agents. They are being utilized in a number of places. For example, GitHub Copilot, that is very heavily utilized in the development segment. So in order to, speed up the existing development cycles, the development teams have been leveraging GitHub Copilot to speed up their development process, identify any, best practices that they are not following or that they should follow in their development life cycle, so on and so forth. So in these manner, various different components are being used. Even in the field of DevOps, the intelligent agents are gradually coming in. So all the redundant tasks that we used to do from scratch earlier, so now we have these intelligent agents which are helping us to focus on more strategic items rather than just focusing on creating those repeated items again and again for automation, right? Even the automation now is becoming intelligent with the introduction of these intelligent agents. So similarly, in all the different domains, we are having these intelligent agents coming in and helping us to boost our productivity, right? Similarly, with the advancement of these intelligent agents, we are seeing a gradual shift from script based automation to an AI enhanced task delegation. All right. So, this is something that is gradually happening in the overall industry. All right. So when we talk about moving from or having a shift from script based automation to an AI enhanced task delegation, what are we specifically pointing at? So we are specifically pointing to the fact that earlier in terms of automation, what we used to do is we used to explicitly specify or create custom scripts that used to help us automate a redundant and a standard set of tasks. For example, if I have an activity where I have to move a file from, let's say, one server to the other, right? So in earlier days, what we will do is we will create that custom script, we will schedule that custom script, or we will manually run that custom script. So that script will execute and that script will perform its action, automating our redundant and standard task. All right. So that was the script based automation. Now we are moving towards the AI enhanced delegation. That means we are gradually utilizing these intelligent agents to further optimize our tasks and delegating those repeated work items to our AI or intelligent agent to handle it for us, right? So for example, if we have to create that custom script, so we do not have to write the entire component. We can have our intelligent agent or our AI assistant help us in creating that script even faster by providing it the logic that we want to implement, right? So that way we do not have to focus on all those redundant items. Documentation is one of the very widely used cases in terms of these AI task delegation, because when you are already in the technology domain and you are focused more on the implementation side, so initially, documentation seems a bit more on the overhead side. However, we know that documentation plays a very important role, especially in the technology industry, right? So these intelligent agents are help us to delegate these work items to them. So now we can have our AI assistants have those documentations prepared for us. We just have to provide them with the required and structured input. So with that, we can help boost our productivity with the help of these AI assistants. So that is how we are gradually shifting from script based automation to an AI enhanced task delegation. That is, we are gradually shifting right towards the task delegation and more utilizing these AI assistants to boost our overall productivity. All right. So now moving on to the next part, that is why Azure is agent ready. So now we have been talking about that, okay, Azure provides us various different components in terms of automation, AI, right? But yeah, why are we saying that Azure is agent ready already? Right? So there has to be some reason because of which we are signifying that yes, Azure is agent ready and Azure has all the required facilities that can help us leverage those services and boost our productivity altogether in terms of the agent readiness. Right? So Azure provides us that powerful automation tools which helps us to streamline our overall workflows, right? So now in these automation capabilities, AI and automation capabilities, there are a bunch of services, right, that Azure already offers. So some of the most commonly and most widely used services in these segments would be OpenAI service. That is one of the very famous service that is currently being heavily utilized. All right. We have Azure Functions, which provides us that serverless capability of invoking any automated triggers or automated serverless tasks. We have our logic apps to define the custom logics with the minimal requirement of coding exposure. Right. So making the user experience very streamlined, at the same time boosting the productivity with its strong automation in the background. All right. We have Azure Machine Learning. So machine learning helping us to bring up the smarter models into the market, right? Then we have Azure Bot Service providing us the capabilities to build the custom bots, custom chatbots really fast, right? And then we have the cognitive services. So cognitive services provides a bunch of different aspects to us, that is vision, speech, language based services, which helps us in developing various different solutions in terms of facial detection services, speech detection services. So these are all the aspects from cognitive services standpoint. So all the services that we just talked about, right? So these are some of the widely used services in terms of Azure strong AI and automation suite. And these services gives us the sense that yes, Azure is agent ready, right? So with its robust capabilities and seamless collaborations, right? So these services are open for various different integrations, right? We can do multiple integrations, increasing the overall landscape to which we can implement them in our use cases or problem statements, right? So this ensures and this provides us that sense of readiness from Azure, that yes, Azure is agent ready, right? So all these Azure services seamlessly integrate into various different aspects. So we have REST API integration, we have SDK integrations, we have CLI integrations, right? So all these aspects make these services ideal for our deployments, right? And developments. So since it provides us this huge capability of integration, so with this heavy integration landscape, we can leverage it in our development practices or our automation practices, right? So now moving on ahead, we have the developer use case spectrum. All right. So how the developers are leveraging, how the developers are actually using these agents in order to boost their productivity, right? So there are various different aspects to it, right? So the developers now have been utilizing these agents, these services in their actual implementations and their development practices to ensure that there is nothing that goes beyond their scope of implementation. All right, and it provides the capability of boosting the overall productivity. All right, so now we will talk about some of the actual use cases that are being utilized by the developer spectrum in terms of these agent readiness, right? So we have code assistance, right? So in the area of code assistance, we talked about GitHub Copilot, right? So GitHub Copilot is one of the most popularly utilized coding based AI assistant that is recently being utilized by the various different development teams, whether it's a smaller development team, where it's a large development team, they are leveraging the GitHub Copilot capabilities in order to boost their development productivity. All right. Similarly, we have Azure OpenAI. We have different, the Azure OpenAI as well as the GitHub Copilot. They also provide you the IDE integrations, so which makes it more easier for the developers to overall integrate it with their actual development ecosystem and seamlessly have the productivity boost in their development environment itself, right? So they do not have to go to any different portals or any different services in order to have those AI based capabilities introduced in their development practices. They can seamlessly integrate into their development environment, and from there itself they can get all the required assistance that is required. All right, so all these capabilities helps them improve the code productivity and code quality as well, because they can develop faster and they can have their reviews done as well at one level, so that they can ensure the code that they are building, the code that they are going to ship or deploy is of the best quality. All right, now Moving on to the next part, we have DevOps agents. All right. So when we talk about DevOps agent, we have some auto triggering remediation components that we can introduce, which will act as the automated assistants for us. All right. For example, when we combine Azure Function Apps and Logic Apps together. All right. So we can use Azure Function Apps to trigger a particular event, and then we can use Logic Apps to perform a specific task based on that particular event. Right. So we can completely automate this DevOps agent cycle, which will automatically trigger based on a specific event. All right. So this increases the proactiveness in the overall system. All right. So let's say we want to perform a particular activity. So we do not have to wait that once the activity would be done or the event will occur, then we'll be notified, then we will perform the activity. No, the only thing that needs to happen is as soon as the event is triggered, our agents are automatically invoked, they will perform a specific action, and then right away the activity would be done. So this is how in the agents we are bringing in that overall speed and velocity. All right. So for example, let's say if there is any backup activity that goes on where the backups are being stored in the storage accounts, right? So we can use our function apps in order to have that notification mechanism auto triggered. All right. For example, as soon as my data gets published onto my storage account, I want to be notified, right? So Azure function apps provide us the capability to facilitate that integration between the various services, right? So we have our event hubs. So just like logic apps, function apps can also be integrated with event hubs, right? So we can have a specific event triggered onto or attached onto our event hub, that okay, as soon as a new blob, for example, gets added into the storage account, what we want is we want our function app to be triggered and we want a Slack notification, right? So this entire activity gets done within a matter of seconds in an automated fashion as soon as the blob gets uploaded into my storage account. I do not have to manually check whether this blob is uploaded onto my storage account or not. As soon as the blob gets updated, my event hub gets triggered that okay, the event has happened, it notifies the function app right away sends the notification onto my Slack, and I would be notified right away without any delays. All right. So this is how the overall productivity gets boosted, and we do not have to worry about whether that particular activity would have happened or not. All right. So this is in terms of the DevOps agents, how in the DevOps processes we are introducing these smart automation and intelligent automations, right? Then we have the next component, that is chat ops or chatbots, right? So now these days, we have been introducing the terms ops with a lot of components, like we earlier we just used to have DevOps, then it became DevSecOps, then we have SecOps, then we have GitOps. Similarly, now we have something called as ChatOps as well. All right. So where we are creating those chatbots using our already intelligent assistants to help us facilitate provision those custom chatbots with minimal to no complexities. All right. So we discussed about one of the Azure services that is offered by Azure, which was Azure Bot Service. So Azure Bot Service is the desired service that you need in order to boost up your productivity in terms of chat ops. All right. So the Azure Bot framework that we have, it helps us to create those custom chatbots, for instance, for any incident communication. So let's say we want to have some custom communication channels created where we want that custom communication to happen in case any activity has happened, any incident has happened. So using that bot framework, we can customize the bots and we can have those bots created which will perform this activity. All right. So this way we can implement chat ops as well using these smart agents. All right. Then the last aspect would be smart applications, right? We have heard about smart homes, smart appliances, right? So now we also have entered the era of smart applications. Now the applications are no longer just going to perform that, click, click, slide activities. They are going to be more responsive, more interactive, right? So you will feel that intelligence from the application that you are interacting with, right? And how is that coming in? That is coming in with the integration and embedding those AI capabilities into the application development itself. All right. So the applications itself are getting embedded with these AI capabilities, that the application can be more reactive, the application can be more expressive towards the type of audience it is getting interacted with. All right, and that can be in terms of the user experience, that can be in terms of the language, that can be in terms of the recommendations. So all this is happening because of these AI capabilities making the application smarter and smarter day by day, right? So if we take a simple example, most of us uses Google or YouTube, right? So you might have observed that based on where you are currently or what kind of activity you are doing, you will automatically start getting the ads according to the area you are, and you will also start getting the recommendation based on the activities that you have been performing, right? So they have already created that intelligent system. All right. So in the similar fashion, the new age applications that are getting developed are also being embedded with these AI capabilities so that they can also act smart, right? They can adapt to the language that you want to prefer. They can on the fly change the language that you are going to prefer. All right. So all these capabilities are being embedded into the application with the help of the AI agents that we have. So these are helping our applications become more advanced, more responsive in terms of how the users are interacting, right? So all these cases that we have discussed, right? So I believe any one of the case would be resonating with you as well. So, people who are currently working in various different organizations and verticals, so you would have experienced one way or the other this similar scenario, that okay, this is how you are utilizing these smart agents or the AI components into your current life cycle. All right. So, this is how and this is what the capabilities are provided by our Azure agents in terms of making the overall ecosystem and the landscape much, much smarter. All right. So, similarly, there are certain case studies for Azure agents and integrated successes, right, that we had already discussed. All right. So, this would conclude the session today. So, yeah, it was a bit on the fly since I was a bit occupied, but yeah. So I believe you would have gotten certain insights in terms of how the Azure ecosystem is ready to provide you or cater you with the automation that you need, the smartness that needs to be introduced into your overall ecosystem, your development life cycle, or your technological landscape, right? So this is how Azure as the provider is enabling us towards a smart and faster future, right? So this would pretty much sum up the session, guys. So if you want to connect with me, this QR is for my LinkedIn profile. So you can connect with me. I would love to have a chat with you. So you can scan this QR and have a chat with me, discuss with me anything that you want regarding DevOps automation. I would love to have a word. So, yeah, with this, I'll conclude my session for today. And thanks everyone for this wonderful session. Thanks, Sudhanshu, for hosting me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Naveen sir, for this insightful session. And thanks to all the attendees and the viewers who joined us for this exciting season of Agents session. Now it's your time to discover, build, and shape the future together. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thanks, Sudhanshu. Thanks, everyone.